The Business of Mindfulness have asked Johnny Wilkes, Managing Director of Lucart Hygiene Limited, to share his experience of why he introduced mental health and well-being in the workplace. Johnny, what was the final straw that compelled you to take mental health and well-being in the workplace seriously?
It all started with a mental health and wellbeing forum that was put on by the Chamber of Commerce that Lucart sponsors. I remember there was a talk by the Business of Mindfulness, and it really resonated with me. I remember driving home and thinking, how can I adopt a mental health strategy for our business? Will it work? Will it be adopted? Who do I need to talk to? That was really the first place.
And what are your longer-term expectations by adopting these strategies?
It's adopted by the whole business. I'm not naive enough to think this will be easy. There's people in the business who might not have been impacted by mental health, which is great. But at the same time, they might sort of struggle to understand why someone's not at work because of mental health. So to get to a place where the whole business is aware of mental health, it's adopted throughout the business. So, even when someone phones in sick now for an ailment, they're not feeling very well, we sort of go, okay, we'll get on with it. But if someone phones in because they're struggling with mental health, how do we adopt that in the same kind of way where we can't run a machine for the day? How do we get to a point where we're more concerned about that person than we are about running a machine?
And what would you say to directors and owners of companies questioning the validity of this sort of strategy within the workplace?
Well, I think the first place to go would be to talk to the Business of Mindfulness, talk to your teams about how they think about something like this can be adopted. It's a big thing to do. It's not something you can just turn up on a Monday and go, hey guys, we're now going to be doing mental health. It'll be throughout the business and it'll be a fantastic thing. It's going to take a lot of hard work to achieve the success of being a business that has fully adopted mental health from top to bottom.
There's always a commercial aspect to all these decisions. What do you think is the return on investment in terms of what you've paid out?
Well, you'd hope to reduce absence, but more than that, I'd like to be a business that, we talk about these kind of things openly. Not all people will have been impacted in some way by mental health. So getting them to be aware of the signs, the triggers that could eventually impact them. They might have family members or friends who are impacted by this. But just to be a business that talks about it and it's not about something that's negative.
What would you say to leaders who are afraid to share that struggle with mental health and well-being?
I've been impacted by mental health. I was a young manager who thought he was indestructible, who eventually was struggling. So I know how difficult it can be. So I would say to anybody, just, talk to your teams. When you're walking around the factory, if you know someone is struggling with mental health, how do we signpost them to the right people?
Great. Well, thank you, Johnny Wilkes, for being so open and honest about your wish to make things better within your workplace.
Thank you.